Welcome, dear listeners, to a tale that will chill you to the bone. Today we delve into the eerie world of Korean folklore, where spirits and ghosts, known as Gwishin, haunt the living with their unfinished business. This story is not for the faint of heart, so grab a blanket, turn off the lights, and prepare to be haunted by the tale of the Gwishin's revenge. In the heart of a small, isolated village in the mountains of Korea, there was a house that everyone in the village feared. No one dared to go near it after sunset, and even during the day the villagers would hurry past, avoiding even a glance in its direction. The house was old, its walls weathered and cracked, with ivy creeping up its sides like dark, twisted fingers. It had been abandoned for years, but everyone knew the story of the family that once lived there, a family that met a tragic and violent end. Many years ago, the house was home to a young couple and their daughter. The husband was a respected scholar, while the wife was known for her beauty and kindness. They lived a peaceful life, but it all changed when the husband began to grow distant and cold. Rumors spread that he had fallen in love with another woman, a young maiden from the village. The wife, heartbroken and consumed by jealousy, confronted him one fateful night. In a fit of rage, she accused him of betrayal, but he denied it. The argument escalated, and in a moment of madness, the husband struck his wife. She fell, hitting her head on the stone floor, and within moments, she was dead. The scholar, now panicked, realized what he had done. In his despair, he took his own life, leaving their young daughter alone in the house. But the story doesn't end there. The daughter, overcome with grief and fear, wandered the house alone, calling out for her parents, but they never answered. Days later, the villagers found her body. She had starved to death, clutching a doll her mother had made for her. The house was sealed, and the villagers believed the family's spirits were trapped inside, unable to move on. Years passed and the village returned to normal, but the peace was shattered one winter when a new family moved into the village. They were strangers, unaware of the dark history of the house they had purchased. The villagers tried to warn them, but the family dismissed their fears as mere superstition. The first night in their new home was quiet, but as the days passed, strange things began to happen. The children would wake up screaming in the middle of the night, claiming they had seen a woman in white standing at the foot of their beds. Objects moved on their own, doors slammed shut without warning, and cold spots appeared throughout the house. The mother, curious about the history of the house, decided to ask the village elders. They reluctantly told her the story of the Gwishin, explaining that the spirits of the family were still trapped, seeking revenge on anyone who dared to disturb their rest. But it was too late. The spirits had already marked the new family. One night the father was working late in his study when he heard a soft, mournful wail coming from the hallway. Thinking it was one of his children, he went to check, but the hallway was empty. As he turned to go back to his study, he felt a cold hand on his shoulder. He spun around, but no one was there. Shaken, he returned to his desk, but the feeling of dread only grew stronger. The final night in the house was the worst. The family had decided to leave, but the Gwishin would not let them go. The house seemed to come alive, with doors and windows slamming shut, trapping the family inside. The children were crying, huddled together in a corner, while the parents desperately tried to find a way out. Suddenly the temperature in the room dropped and a thick, unnatural fog filled the air. From within the fog, the ghostly figure of the wife appeared, her eyes burning with anger. She pointed at the father, her voice echoing through the house as she accused him of betraying her, just as her husband had done. The father tried to plead with her, but it was no use. The spirits of the wife, husband, and child all appeared, surrounding the family. The wife's voice grew louder, and the walls of the house began to close in. The family screamed, but no one in the village could hear them. The house still stands in that village, abandoned once more. The villagers believe the spirits are still there, waiting for their next victim. They say that On cold winter nights, you can still hear the cries of the Gwishin echoing through the mountains, searching for those who dare to enter their domain. Thank you for joining me in this chilling tale of revenge from beyond the grave. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Sleep tight and remember, some spirits never rest.